Hello, how's everyone doing? This is Offensive from FX Link, and boy, would I like to welcome you back to yet another awesome, awesome, awesome Sunday week to market preview. So, for this week, I'll be taking you through the dollar and yen without wasting any further time. Let's get straight to the charts, and I'll see you back in a minute. Welcome back. So today I thought I'd go with you on how I usually go through on a day-to-day analyzing the market. So the first thing I always want to do is draw out all my important structure levels on that time frame. In this case, we're looking at the daily chart, which is our high time frame. So I'd first try to take my tool over here. Right at this level, you see there's a major resistance level, which caused price to push up, and right at this part, price didn't even stay long. Sellers came in and knocked the price way down. Now, for me, looking at this area, I see a significant supply level where there's a lot of imbalance between buyers and sellers. So, if I could try to take this just right here where sellers came in aggressively, I'll try to drag it across, and you'll see now this is where our past resistance became a future support. And look at how price action reacted. Quite similar to what happened over here. Price pushed down and shot straight up. So the first thing I noticed is that we had a demand area at this point. Okay, so let's try to apply the same level while looking for more structural levels. If I could try to take this box again and take a look at this price area, similar to what we've been talking about at this point, where price action just hits a level and falls straight down. So right at this part, this is where I see similar thing. And if I try to drag it across, you will see at this point we had a support level with demand. And if I would take this across, you see that we have. Let me try to narrow it down. You see that we have quite a level, not so far to where price action just give price just resisted. And let me try to change the color to yeah. So let's come into the two-way price is currently at. So now we just drew out our major two levels, where this is in this case this acted as a supply level. Price action pushed up, here a resistance, now price action is falling. What do you anticipate? What do you think is going to happen after here? Now, just after identifying this demand level, I want to take my extension from this swing high to this swing low, back to my swing high. Look at our 618. Look at us pull my extension up. Look at where we get a 618. Slowly, bam. Somewhere close to our level over here. So, just around this area, this is where we had a 618. So this is where price came in very close, and this is where we had a demand level. So, price action just gave us a demand level at this area, and this is where we had a 618. So in this case, this way are we particularly looking, or are we on a bullish bias? Because of certain trades I see on this pair. Okay, let me try to narrow this down because this actually should be from here back to this level. Pardon me. And you can see still at that point, this is where we have a clear 618 extension. Now, price did manage to push up back to our resistance level or supply level, and this way price action started reacting. Now we're getting a push down to this area. So at this point, after getting an extension of the major move, I'm expecting to be on a bullish bias and expecting price action to really up for the long term. But for now, let's jump down to a lower time frame to try and dissect this whole bullish bias to see exactly how we can cut it down and take advantage of it if possible. So coming down to our 60 minutes, this is where I just want to use more of my Fibonacci to try to pinpoint the exact point where I'll be going for an entry. So first thing, as I take my retracement, because I see price action just made its impulse leg, and I'm still expecting price to go bullish at this point. So I might be looking for a trend continuation in the lower time frame. So for my XTA at this point, this is we get a 618, and this is where we get our 786. So I'm at this point. This is where we get our 786, and not far from that, this is where we get 618, and this is where price action, pardon me, this is where we get our 618. Change the color, red will do, and this is where price action currently gives a support level. Didn't quite hit our 618, but came close and started to give us a push up. Now I have two major levels that I'm focusing on, which is first is our 1618 and it's our 786. Now if I try to take my extension and draw a point from this X to A back to X, look at that as I push it up. Now just look at where we get our 786. This is where we get our 1414. Now we have a cluster of a 786 retracement and a cluster of a 1414 extension. And if I could try to come above this and just draw another level, this could be where we're looking at a potential kill zone. If you try to narrow down exactly how we're going in, this is where we will be looking at a potential kill zone. Now another thing I see on this time frame is that if I could try to take this level and I try to copy it and clone it, what else do we get? Look at that. This is we getting a completion of an ABCD pattern back to our kill zone. So as I always try to emphasize week after week, we also want to have multiple reasons for an entry. As I always say, we're building a case for entry. After identifying our overall direction in the higher time frame, whenever we go down to lower time frame, we just want to build a case for entry, meaning look for multiple reasons to enter a trade. We don't just want to look at one thing and just hop on the trend and immediately put a pending order. We'd rather have many confirmations, even if we have enough to give us the go ahead to take the trade, but we also want to look for more reasons than what we initially looking for. This just helps build our confidence and our probability of being right in the market. So as soon as this happens, we try to predict the future. So let's just say that price action does do what we expect it to do and gives us a push down to this area. As soon as price action hits this point, this is where we have what I call a decision point. Let me try to write it down. So this is where we have a decision point. Is the spelling right? I'm not too good in spelling. So if price action does do what expected to do, hence I mentioned this, so we get at a decision point. Now what happens at a decision point? You have three choices basically I'm gonna try to narrow it down to 3 choices. First off, as soon as you see price action coming down to this level, I'm approaching our kill zone. You could first say you put a pending order. Exactly. You just put a pending order. So as soon as price action hits that point, you're in the market. There will be an aggressive move. But and so I will try to emphasize again, if you have practiced that, it could also be profitable. High risk, high reward type of trade. So as soon as price action hits this level, this is where you're more likely just to put a pending order immediately and get active with the market as soon as price hits that area. Decision number 2 is that you could wait for our next bar. So for instance, price action gives us a push. Yeah. So let's try to, yeah. So for instance, price action decides to give us a push down to this area. But you might be waiting for us for price action to hit and give us a higher close. And this is where you be particularly looking to enter after getting a higher close. And this is something that my partner Manda likes to trace the moves. As soon as price hits demand zone, he'll wait for a higher close or a lower close, depending on its direction. And that will be the decision number 2. Now the third decision, which I personally like to do, that is that as soon as price action hits this area over here, those are particularly looking. I'm waiting for price to push a little bit up, and from there I'll wait for a retest of structure. And as soon as I get a retest of structure, this way I try to use a bit of best of both worlds. As soon as I get a retest of structure, this way I might get a possible double bottom. And if I do get a double bottom, I'll give price action like another point. And this would be one of those hypothetically perfect setup. Yeah, sort of. So if I do get a double bottom at this point, another thing I'm waiting to see, as I mentioned, I also want to build a case for entry or to get a bullish divergence on my oscillator. It doesn't matter whether you be using the RSI, the MACD, or whatever oscillator of your choice. If I do get a retest of structure at our bottom and get a bullish divergence on top of all the other confirmations I've been looking at, this is how we particularly have my entry. So my take profit, my trade might look something like that. Just around my kill zone. One thing to bear in mind, I won't be particularly looking to put an order exactly at 106.878. Not exactly this, but this is why I have a kill zone. So whenever price start reacting or give me any of this confirmation, anywhere inside or close to my kill zone, this is why we're looking to buy. Not particularly at this point, just around this kill zone. So hypothetically, if price action just comes somewhere in the middle of our kill zone, this is how I'll be looking to go. First thing, another thing I like to use that I'll take my extension, or retracement, pardon me, and I'll take from A back to, assuming that we get a completion somewhere at this kill zone. So you just try to what's the word? What is that? You just try to modify it depending on where you get a completion of your retracement leg. So hypothetically, if I do get a retracement at this point, my first take profit will be at where I get my 382. So where I get a 382 retracement, this is where I will going to take my first take profit. And my stop loss would have to be a few pips just below this previous low. And this low that is currently at 32 pips. So from 32, I'll be looking to put it between 40, which will be 8 pips below previous low, or 10 pips. I was emphasize this solely depends on your risk management as an individual. I particularly, in the case of counter trending, I particularly prefer putting my stops 10 pips below the previous low. But then again, it also depends on your risk management per trade as a trader. So this first scenario presents to us an opportunity or a trade-off risking of 40 pips for a take profit of 76, and this is if we take our first take profit at about 38.2 retracement. This is a 1:89 trade, so not bad, not too far away from 1:2. And as soon as price action does push up, it does decide to push up to our price action, you might be looking to take a continuation of more profits back to our 1618. This is so you might have our second potential take profit. That's where you want to increase profit and have a total of 123. Yeah, 123 pips. So going in for a second take profit means you still might be beautiful for other people, and for most people they'll be looking to take the first take profit and be happy and satisfied with what they have, which is a good thing. But at other times you might be leaving too early at the party. But this will always depend on your analysis. What do you see? Do you think price will still be pushing up, or will you be just fine with the first take profit? So this is what I want to share with you for this week. I really hope you enjoy our content. If you do and have any questions, please hit the subscribe button below. And yeah, I love you. Nah, I don't really love you. I'm really tired. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So see you on the flip side. Peace.